Hello, welcome back to my channel. I'm Katie.the.cosmic.sailor, and today we're going to be looking at messages from your inner child. So first we're going to look at messages from your inner child, what your inner child wants you to know the most, and then we're going to follow up with some advice and guidance from your inner child, and then we are going to pull a message from the Wizard of Oz book. So this is the first 5 novels, and then we're just going to flip through and get a message for you from this book. So that is the reading today. We have 3 groups to choose from. In the first group, we have this little troll doll. The second group, we have this rainbow bear. It says Leadville, Colorado on the front. I don't know if that's significant for anybody or if you feel drawn to that. And then it says the Centennial State on the back. And then we have this 4-leaf clover lucky beanie baby. So that is the reading today. Whichever group you feel drawn to the most, I would say start there. And then if you feel drawn to more than one pile, feel free to listen to as many messages as you would like. Also, please remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And this is also a timeless reading, so whenever you find yourself upon this reading is whenever it was meant to find you. So take your time. If you need more time, feel free to pause the video. I'll have the timestamps linked in the description box below, so that way you can click straight to your reading, and I will see you in your group. Bye! Hello! If you chose pile number 1 with this little troll doll, these are going to be messages from your inner child. So normally I start with doing tarot, and then we look at your oracle cards, but I really feel like your inner child wants me to start with your oracle cards. So we're going to put your little troll doll over here, and we're going to look at your oracle cards first. So we have the dolphin. Let's see if that'll focus. We have the phoenix. We have believe in magic. Open your eyes and see the magic that's all around in nature. The fairy of the northern lights says you are part of nature, so you are magical too. And then we have star ancestors, hidden secrets, lost wisdom, look a little deeper. I'm gonna move these over a little bit. And then we have Star Family. You're part of a team of souls, call in support. So, first of all, as a child, you could have really liked dolphins. I'm really getting that message. Or you could really be drawn to dolphins now. We also have the phoenix. So with both of these cards coming out, I feel like your inner child wants to let you know that you're going through a spiritual awakening or a spiritual transformation, or you're just connecting more with spirituality and spiritual traditions, or I just heard witchcraft as well, or maybe druids, or maybe mermaids, or things like this. I feel like as a child, you were very imaginative. I feel like you were very, almost kind of in your own world. You could have had imaginary friends as well. But I feel like your inner child's message to you is they kind of want you to reconnect with this energy of imagination and magic and I just heard mysticism and being in your own world. I feel like these imaginary friends that you connected with whenever you were a child, I feel like they were other spirits. So they could have been ancestors or maybe spirit guides that you have now that I'm just seeing like they could have been your family in another life, or they could be passed on loved ones that walk with you in spirit. I feel like these were the souls that were around you, and these were the ones that kind of kept you company. You could have, maybe you had siblings or something, but you might have spent a lot of time alone in this kind of like imagination or in this like imaginatory realm of yours. I feel like as a child, you might have really loved to play pretend, or just kind of like play with your toys and stuff in a way that was like creating your own world. And with this believe in magic and lost wisdom, I feel like your inner child really wants you to go back and connect with this part of yourself. And it says, the Northern Light says you are part of nature, so you are magical too. I feel like maybe as an adult you've kind of lost this part of yourself, or maybe you don't really reconnect with this like imagination type energy. I feel like you could be a writer, or maybe a poet, or maybe you want to create something. I feel like your inner child is really encouraging you to maybe write some stories. I'm just seeing like fantasy, or maybe like make a skit I just heard, or maybe you are a YouTuber or something like this. I feel like your inner child really wants you to get in touch with this creativity again. And I feel like your inner child recognizes that you've been through a lot in life, and maybe life hasn't been the easiest on you, but I feel like you're always protected, and you've always been protected, even from a young age. I feel like your inner child could maybe be encouraging you to maybe practice yoga or do yoga. Yoga with Adriene is a really wonderful, beautiful channel, and she mentions a lot about tapping into your inner smile. And with this like troll doll over here smiling, I feel like as a child you were very happy, very carefree, very, I just heard like happy-go-lucky, and maybe you didn't really care about what the adults were saying in your life, or I'm just seeing like an adult asking you like, what do you want to be when you grow up? And you saying something like a fairy or a mermaid, or something that maybe the adults saw as like, that's not real, you know, you can't actually be that. But I feel like your inner child really wants you to tap into this energy, and maybe that's like swimming in the ocean and pretending you're a mermaid, or swimming in the pool and pretending you're a mermaid, or maybe going outside and connecting with nature and going on like fairy hunts, or looking into like where fairies can be, or maybe like using this like creative energy to build like something. I'm just seeing somebody like building like a little like house in their backyard, like a little fairy house, or like maybe leaving out breadcrumbs or something for like animals outside. I feel like your inner child really wants you to tap into this like creative energy that you have within you, and that you were very in touch with whenever you were a child. With both of these cards coming out, Star Ancestors and Star Family, I feel like you could be a starseed as well, and maybe that's why as a child you were very in touch. I'm just seeing like somebody, like a child with their crown chakra really, really open, and maybe as you grew up, or as things, as you like face challenges in life, like maybe your crown chakra closed a little bit and you weren't as connected with that divine energy. I'm feeling really encouraged to say, I feel like your inner child really wants you to go and revisit and do the things that you did when you were a child. So whether that's dressing up, I'm just seeing someone like in cosplay, maybe you like to do cosplay, or you've maybe had ideas or thoughts about doing cosplay and you never have. I feel like your inner child is encouraging you to do that. And also maybe just like really connecting with your quote-unquote imaginary friends, or your spirit guides who love you and guide you and watch over you. I feel like they've always been with you. They've never left your side, but as a child, maybe you were more open to their energy, so you were able to communicate with them. Also, remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't, but I feel like your spirit guides really want you to reach out and connect with them again. I'm also seeing somebody watching movies that they enjoyed whenever they were a kid. So whether that's like, I'm just seeing like Tinkerbell, I feel like you could be really connected with the Fae, or the fairies. The Fae are really drawn to you and your energy. So maybe just like go and rewatch those movies that you enjoyed whenever you were a child. And I feel like it could help you reconnect with this innocence and this like open energy that you had whenever you were a child. But we're going to get into the tarot now. Spirit guides of love and light. What does Pile 1's inner child want to say to them? We have the sun coming out. We're only taking uprights. What does Pile 1's inner child want to say to them? We'll take that card. Your cards are just flying out. I feel like your spirit guides really do want to connect with you. So we have the sun and the moon. Sorry, your cards are just kind of going everywhere. So we have the sun. I'll let you look at this. Right off the bat, with the sun coming out as your first card to come out, this is the energy of the inner child. This is the energy of that carefree, optimistic, happy-go-lucky, no cares in the world type energy. And we also see this person like sitting on a blanket with like a cake. Maybe this is like your inner child encouraging you to get back into nature. Maybe collect flowers, maybe sit in the sun. Just have yourself like a little picnic. I feel like this would be very healing for your inner child. We have the moon coming out as well. And then we have the King of Wands. And we have the Chariot. And with this image here, we see like this like childlike figure sitting on top of this person's shoulders. I feel like this is a message from your inner child, encouraging you to take them with you wherever you go. So not forgetting that your inner child is a part of you, and you can bring your inner child into the present moment. And I'm just seeing like somebody as an adult who is really treating their inner child. I feel like your inner child really wants you to do the things that maybe you couldn't do as a child, but now you can as an adult. So whether that's like going out and buying your favorite candies that you were when you were a child, or eating your favorite snacks, or listening to the music all the way up loud. I feel like maybe you grew up with strict parents, and I feel like this energy that they had, maybe it's like a genetic type thing where they are like super perfectionistic, or there's like a certain way to live in the world. I feel like your parents could have been very strict on you, and so I feel like that was kind of harmful for your inner child, because your inner child has this energy of being very carefree and just kind of like wild and very optimistic about things. And so I feel like now as an adult, you could tend to be hard on yourself. I feel like your inner child really wants you to let go of these limiting beliefs and let go of these limiting fears that the world is a certain way and things have to be a certain way, because everybody's life is different. And I feel like your inner child realized this, like subconsciously or unknowingly, that you're very unique and you're meant to express yourself as well. We have the Two of Cups on the back of the deck. And so I feel like your inner child is really encouraging you to kind of walk. It wants to walk alongside you in your life. And so in the normal like Two of Cups in the Rider-Waite Tarot, we see two people standing, giving cups to each other and like sharing this energy. I feel like that's you and your inner child. I feel like your inner child really wants you to not dismiss all the things that you've learned along your journey, but just kind of remember this joy and this carefree energy that you had whenever you were a child, is what I'm seeing. I feel like I was saying, I feel like you could be hard on yourself. You could be a Virgo. I'm saying we also have Leo energy here twice. We have Cancer energy here with the Moon and the Chariot as well. But I feel like your inner child could communicate with you and say, hey, I want to do these things. And maybe like your inner adult or your perspective that you have now or the perspective that your parents had comes in and kind of cuts that out. Like, no, we can't have fun. No, we can't do the things that we like. And I feel like your inner child could come through and maybe show a little resistance to this and be like, I don't want to do that. I feel like this is kind of a message from your inner child that it really wants to be with you. It really wants to be alongside in your life. It really wants to participate in the things that you're doing. So I feel like your inner child is really encouraging you to just bring its perspective alongside with you. Remember to have fun. Remember to have time to play. I feel like your parents could maybe have the outlook of all work, no play, and maybe you've kind of adopted that outlook. But I feel like your inner child really just wants to play and really just wants to have fun and express itself, is what I'm really seeing. With this book here, you could have maybe read a lot of books as a child. I feel like your inner child really wants you to reconnect with those books. I'm seeing the book, it's a book with crayons, and it talks about, it goes through the book and each crayon is like listing facts why it's going on. It's like boycotting from this little boy, and it's just a really good book. I feel like your inner child really wants you to read the books that you did whenever you were a kid as well. Just really tapping into this like magical imagination, dreamy type energy as well. Well, we're gonna get some advice and guidance, and I've already shuffled these decks. I'll give it one more shuffle for good measure. We're gonna get some advice and guidance. Spirit guides of love and light, can we please get some advice and guidance from the inner child of pile 1? Advice and guidance from the inner child, pile 1. I had 3 cards come out. And I'm just really hearing the birds outside right now. I feel like your inner child really wants you to go out in nature and connect with nature. Maybe that's where you found a lot of peace as a child, just kind of sitting outside amongst the animals and the birds and the grass and the trees and really connecting with that energy. I feel like your inner child is really encouraging you to do this as well. But let's see. So we have, I choose to learn through love. We have, when I'm connected to my joyful presence, I attract support from the universe. And we have, my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. Fear into love. I'm getting this message with these coming out as your advice cards. I feel like you could have had overprotective parents or parents who were always concerned with your safety. And I feel like they could have maybe had a very fearful outlook on the world and maybe kind of always thought that there was something out there that was going to harm you. And maybe you've kind of adopted this outlook as an adult. And I feel like your spirit guide, your inner child really wants you to find balance within this. Not because as a child, you can tend to be, or we can tend to be, not very aware of our surroundings. And so I feel like as an adult now to be aware of your surroundings, but I feel like your inner child also wants you to tap into this joyful, loving awareness that you had as a child. And remember that you are protected and that you are safe. And I feel like you do have a lot of spirit guides around you who are protecting you and who are guiding you and sending you loving, healing energy. But I feel like you could be doing a lot of healing right now, or your inner child is really encouraging you to heal and let go of this kind of inner turmoil that you may experience sometime. I'm seeing a lot of people playing in like a field, and there's one person like sitting off to the side. I feel like that could be your inner child. I feel like your inner child really wants you to just go out there and play and have fun, and remember not to take life so seriously as well. We're going to get one last piece of advice from this Moonology deck. I feel like your advice really is to just let go of everything or anything that hurt you in the past and just embrace this energy of joy and having fun. Remember to have fun. I feel like that's what your inner child really wants you to say. I'm feeling really called. There could be messages in the Troll movie for you. I've never actually seen the movie, but with this like troll here, I'm just kind of seeing that like movie. Can we please get some advice and guidance from the inner child, pile number 1. Oh, flipped out. So we have, you're very close to achieving your goal with the gibbous moon. I feel like as this, look, we have this like kind of like blue type energy. I feel like stargazing could be very helpful for you or very healing. Maybe you did that a lot as a child and you like looked at the moon and you were just kind of like in awe over how big the universe is. I feel like your inner child could really be encouraging you to go stargazing, or maybe just stare at the moon or take pictures of the moon or just really admire the moon. You could really be a Cancer with both of these cards coming up, and the moon could be very healing for you as well. But this also is kind of a message for your career. You're very close to achieving your goal. If there's something that you've been doing in career and you've been waiting to see results, I feel like you will be receiving results very soon. This is kind of like a side message. But I feel like with this gibbous moon energy here, I feel like you're very, very close to receiving rewards or receiving acknowledgement for something that you've been doing as well. On the back of the deck energy, we have Pisces. So you could be a Pisces as well. It says balance spirituality and practicality. And that's kind of what I was saying with not to forget the things that you have learned along the way, but also remember that your inner child is still with you and wants you to tap into their energy. Don't forget all of the things that you've learned, but also don't forget to tap into this like inner child energy. We have this like blue, like teal blue energy here as well. I feel like water could be very healing for you, especially since we have the dolphin spirit as well. Or maybe just wearing the color blue, this like blue teal color, or connecting with it, I feel like would be very healing for you as well. And we are going to end by pulling a message from this Wizard of Oz book. So let's see. Let's get a message from inner child. How what? Okay. So we'll pick this one. We know that the wizard taught the old woman many of his tricks of magic, continued Glinda, and this he would not have done had she not assisted him in some way. So we may suspect with good reason that Mombi aided him to hide the girl Ozma, who was the real heir to the throne of the Emerald City and a constant danger to the usurper. For if the people knew that she lived, they would quickly make her their queen and restore her to her rightful position. Wow, this is so powerful coming out as your final message. I feel like as a child, I'm just seeing like somebody dress up as a princess. I feel like as a child, you knew that, I'm just hearing royalty. You could have had royal lineage, or maybe you were a royal in a past life or something like that, and you kind of carry that regal type energy with you. And I feel like your inner child really wants you to tap into this energy of knowing your worth. And I feel like maybe you could have hid this part of you from the world because you were afraid of what people would say or what people would think if you really expressed this to people or really sat in your power. I feel like your inner child really just wants you to kind of dismiss the thoughts of other people, dismiss what other people told you or who other people told you to be, and really just embrace your authentic truth, embrace your authentic power, get in touch with this like dreamy imagination type energy, and just be you is what I'm really hearing. But I feel like that's all for you, pile number 1. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know. If you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful, magical day. I'll see you later. Bye. Hello. If you chose pile number 2 with the rainbow bear, this is your message from your inner child. So automatically, if you chose the rainbow bear, I'm feeling like you could be a rainbow child, maybe an indigo child or a crystal child, but I'm really feeling this rainbow color. I feel like you could have a rainbow aura as well. We're gonna put your little bear over here in the corner. I just saw the movie Dirty Dancing for some reason. I have personally never seen this movie, but I don't know if maybe this is like one of your favorite movies or maybe a movie that you really loved as a child. I just saw that very vividly. And I just saw that scene. I've never actually seen this scene. I've only ever heard this expression before, but I think it's like one of the characters says nobody puts baby in the corner, or something like that. That could be significant maybe for only a few of you. But we're gonna go ahead and get in. We're gonna start with your tarot cards, and then we're gonna look at your oracle cards. And I've already shuffled the deck. Spirit guides above and light. What does pile number 2's inner child want to say to them? This pile, I feel like that card really wants to come out. Pile number 2's inner child. Your cards came out very fast. We have Justice on the back of the deck. I've been seeing this Justice card a lot. I feel like you could be going through a time or a phase in your life where you're balancing out certain energies. I just heard healing generational karma, maybe healing karma that you've created in your own life as well. We have the Strength card. We have the Ace of Wands, and we have the 8 of Swords. So we're just going to put these up here. So we have Leo energy already coming out right off the bat, Leo and Libra. So you could have these in your chart, or these energies are just really significant in your life. You could be Leo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, or Libra, Sun, Moon, or Rising. Just pile number 2's inner child. I'm just seeing somebody like automatic write or channel their inner child. I feel like your inner child really wants you to communicate with them and connect with them. And I feel like they could be wanting to do this through automatic writing, or maybe you've been dreaming of your inner child or seeing yourself as a child, or feeling really drawn to like children, or just like observing children play. I feel like your inner child really wants you to connect with them. I get this feeling like you could have been a very quiet child. Maybe you didn't say a lot. You're just very content in your own energy. I'm also seeing with this Ace of Wands here, somebody having like a, I don't know if you had these when you were a kid, but it's like a magic wand really, and it really does look like this, and it has like a star on the top. And whenever you move it or touch it on things, it like makes this like type noise. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, but I'm seeing somebody playing with this as a child. I feel like this magic wand, if you are resonating with this message, could have brought you a lot of comfort. And I feel like it kind of brought you a lot of sense of control. I'm also seeing somebody's inner child maybe growing up in a household that wasn't the most comforting or nurturing. I feel like your parents, maybe your parents are divorced, trigger warning, or maybe they fought a lot whenever you were a kid, and I feel like when you were a child, you kind of were left to your own devices or left to figure things out on your own. This is kind of a trigger warning. I feel like you could have really a wounded inner child, or maybe an inner child that doesn't feel like it's safe. I feel like this is one of your missions or one of your goals in life is to really heal your inner child, work on healing your inner child. I'm seeing somebody going out and doing the things that they loved as a kid but that they maybe couldn't. I'm just seeing somebody like go to McDonald's and buy like a Happy Meal and get the toy and be very excited. Maybe you loved McDonald's as a child, or maybe you still do. I feel like you've had to kind of maybe protect yourself from adults in your life as a child. And so maybe you've kind of adopted this mindset that it's not safe for children in a world or in this world. I feel like you've been doing a lot of inner child healing, or your inner child is really beckoning you to heal and to let go and to release. And I feel like you could be healing generational karma or generational wounds. I feel like there was adults in your life who had wounded inner children and never healed this within themselves, and so they kind of projected this reality onto you. Or maybe your parents had really rough childhoods as well. Your grandparents could have had rough childhoods as well. I feel like you are a warrior at heart. I feel like you have like a warrior's heart. I'm seeing that scene from the Avatar. Not the Last Airbender, but the one with the blue people. And they say to him, you have a warrior's heart. I feel like there could be messages in that movie for you if you've been feeling called to watch that movie. I feel like your inner child is really calling you to watch that movie, or maybe that movie came out when you were a child, and watching it could really reconnect you with those feelings that you had when you were a child. I'm feeling really called to tell you that it's not your fault. Whatever happened to you in childhood, it's not your fault. And I feel like you could be hard on yourself and maybe think like if you would have done certain things, things would have been different. I feel like it was kind of always your path to go through this, because in going through this, I feel like you learned certain things about yourself and about people and the nature of humanity. I feel like you have a big mission here on Earth as well. I feel like you're meant to heal yourself so that others can look toward you as inspiration to heal themselves. Let's look at your oracle cards. So you have the bee here. Maybe you dressed up as a bee for Halloween whenever you were a child, or maybe you really liked bees. With this bee, I'm getting the message. Normally bees come through, it's a message of hard work. I'm feeling more so the message of community. You know, bees like live in a hive with other bees, and they all work together toward a common goal. I feel like there are other souls or other people on this earth who also have the same mission as you. And I feel like one of your goals is to try and find them or reconnect with them. And I can just see like people working together toward a common goal. I just heard bringing light to humanity. Bringing the light of consciousness to humanity. Let's look at your other cards. We have ask for help Angels are celestial beings who protect everyone, and the fairies say now is the time for you to ask for angelic assistance. So with this card coming through as your advice and guidance, I feel like your inner child really wants you to remember that you have help on the other side. You have friends, you have angelic beings, spirit guides who want to help you. And if you're in this kind of dark period or maybe sad state about what happened in your childhood, I just see somebody talking to their spirit guides and saying, please help me, please take this pain away. I feel like they are helping you, and they are trying to be there as like a source of comfort for you. I feel like they really want you to reach out. And it's interesting too how in this card we have this like inner child here as well. We have this like childlike figure with these angels coming down to help and send them advice and guidance. I feel like your angels, your spirit guides who love you and guide you, could send you a lot of signs and synchronicities, and I feel like they really want you to look deeper into what those things mean. So maybe they could be sending you like high vibe songs or messages in movies. I feel like they really want me to tell you that you're not alone. You are not alone. I am here with you. I just hear that. There could be a message in that song for you. We also have celebration. Get ready to let your hair down and celebrate. It's time to go out to dance and play. An invitation could be on the way. I feel like as with this coming out underneath the Eight of Swords, I feel like I was saying, I feel like your inner child, your spirit guides are really with you, and they could be sending you like just like invitations to come out of your shell and play and relax and remember to have fun and remember to let your hair down and remember to celebrate. And I feel like you could maybe not see it because of these inner child woundings. And I feel like your spirit guides really want you, and your inner child really wants you to kind of let this go. Know that you are strong because you had to be. Know that there are people out there, physical people in this world who love you, who want to see you happy, who are there for you, who are also on the same mission, who've also experienced similar things. Not only people in your physical world, but angels, spirit guides in the spirit realm. There are people all around you, whether that's physical people or spiritual beings, who just want to see you have fun and just want to see you play and just want to see you embrace this energy of joy and optimism and celebration. Let's see what other cards we have. So we have the 7 Star Sisters, Birthing Creations, Tapestry of Life, Expression. I feel like your inner child really wants you to create something. I feel like there's something that you want to create, whether that's a YouTube channel, a TikTok. I'm seeing somebody like painting a picture as well. And with this tapestry card, maybe there's something like that you want to paint or draw or write or create or bring into life. I feel like this is an expression of your soul, and your spirit guides are really encouraging you to let go of this pain, of this trauma that you experienced through your creations. So I'm seeing maybe somebody write poetry about what they experienced as a child, or draw pictures of what they dreamed of as a child. I feel like your spirit guides are really encouraging you to heal this trauma that you experienced through fun, through creation, through community. And then we also have You Got the Love. Hadarian energy, codependency, boundaries. I feel like your inner child really, with this card coming out, is encouraging you to set boundaries with people and realize that with this, like I was saying, how you have this like healing energy and you could be inspiring to other people, sometimes it does attract broken birds to you. So people would come and think, oh, this person is healing, this person is doing the work, they can do that for me as well. When in reality, they're supposed to look at your energy as inspiration and say, oh wow, this person is healing, I can do that for myself too. But unfortunately, sometimes people will come to you and say, oh, you're healing yourself, you can do that for me too. And healing is an individual journey. It's a journey that one person has to go on themselves. And they can look to other people for inspiration and things like this, but you can't heal people. They have to heal themselves, is really what I'm trying to say. And with this codependency and boundaries card coming up, I feel like there could be people in your life who you need to set boundaries with, or maybe people in your life who you depend on. Just maybe there's like one person in your life who you depend on for all the love. And I feel like there are for some reason I just heard millions, but there's a lot of people out there who want to show you love and want to give you love. It's not just this one person. You can't just look at one person to expect all the love from that one person. You have to, you build community and you maybe receive love in different ways from different people, but I feel like your inner child is really encouraging you to set boundaries with certain people in your life because you do have this loving, healing energy within you. Also, please remember to take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But I feel like that's all I'm seeing for you. We're going to get some advice and guidance from your inner child. And I've already shuffled these decks. Spirit guides of love and light. Can we please get advice and guidance from inner child? Pile 2. I'm also feeling the message to say slow down. I just heard, I don't know what song this is. It's like, slow down. Oh, Vienna by Billy Joel. I feel like that could be a significant song for you, or maybe listening to that song could have healing messages. But he says, slow down, you're doing fine. You can't be everything you want to be before your time. It's all in divine timing. I feel really called to say you are on the right path. You are on the right track. You are always at the perfect place at the perfect time. Some things just take longer than others. But I feel like that song could be very healing for you, or there could be messages in that song. Please get some advice and guidance from the inner child of pile 2. I feel like yoga would be very healing for you. There is, I think it's called trauma yoga, where it's basically where you move your body in certain ways to help release built up trauma that you have in your nervous system and in your body. I feel like this could be very healing for you as well. Let's get some advice and guidance. So we have, when I think I've surrendered, I surrendered more. And we have this like image of the dandelion here. So when I see dandelions, I think of like make a wish. But the thing with wishes is once you've made a wish, you kind of just have to let go and let it flow. And maybe your wish will come true, maybe it won't. You know, I feel like you could maybe try, because of how you grew up in this like very chaotic environment, I feel like as an adult now you try to control situations or maybe control people by doing things or becoming somebody else. I feel like your spirit guides really just want you to surrender. And with this card coming up, hope is a conduit for miracles. I feel like your spirit guides really just want you to surrender and have hope and faith that everything is working out exactly as it should. And I feel like your inner child really does still want you to wish upon a star, and really does want you to still wish with a dandelion. But if what you're wishing for doesn't come true, know that there's a reason for that. And I'm not saying give up on your dreams or don't pursue your goals because you don't think it's going to happen. I'm saying surrender to the process and surrender to the flow of things. So maybe you're trying something and it's just not working, and it's not working, and it's not working. That doesn't mean give up. That just means release the negative outlook that maybe things aren't going to work out, and say to yourself, I believe in myself. I believe that I can do things, amazing things. I'm also seeing maybe if you have been drawn toward therapy, or maybe looking into getting into therapy, I feel like your inner child is really encouraging this, and your spirit guides are really encouraging you to talk to somebody, whether that's a stranger or a family member. And with this, like, hope is a conduit for miracles, I feel like your spirit guides, your inner child, really wants you to have hope that things are going to get better and that everything is working out exactly as it should. We're going to get one last card. Let's get advice and guidance from the inner child of pile 2. Cards of love and light. Advice and guidance. I just also feel like there's this kind of like rushing about energy. I feel like meditation would be very healing for your inner child, very healing for you, and just kind of slowing down and taking your time with things. Really. I feel like mindfulness meditation would be very healing for you as well. Present moment meditation. Please get some advice. I also hear your spirit team saying time is not running out. You could maybe feel this way about certain things, that if you don't do them now, or if you don't take all these, I feel like you could be very prone to burnout, and your spirit guides really want to reiterate that time is not running out for you. Please get some advice, guidance. Pile 2's inner child. I'm also feeling like your inner child really wants to speak its truth. I feel like your inner child could be really encouraging you to speak your truth. So we have 3 cards come out for you. We have your hard work is paying off. As I was saying, I feel like maybe you could tend to overwork yourself or push yourself beyond the brink. I feel like your inner child really wants you to remember to stop and celebrate, stop and smell the roses, because your hard work is paying off. The things that you're doing, I'm seeing like somebody building a house. It takes time, right? And you have to lay the foundation brick by brick, or when you're laying the concrete, you have to lay the concrete, then you have to wait for the concrete to dry, and then you have to lay more concrete. And it just takes time, and I feel like you're in this process of building something, and your inner child really wants you to know that your hard work is paying off. You could have Capricorn in your chart as well. And then we have confidence is your key to success. Beautiful. And we have that Leo energy coming out again. I just saw 2323 on the clock, so that could be a number that you're seeing. That's just your spirit guide saying, hey, what's up? You're on the right path. You're doing the right things. You're doing amazing, love. I just heard. And then we have your dreams need a practical plan. So, like I was saying with that like foundation message, I feel like your inner child could tend to be swept away in dreams, or maybe you are a dreamer and you have really big aspirations, or you have a lot of ambition, things that you want to do in life, things that you want to bring into this reality. And I feel like I'm hearing the song as well, One Step at a Time by Jordan Sparks. I feel like your inner child, your spirit guides are really encouraging you to take slow and methodical steps towards your goals. You know, I'm seeing somebody building a staircase up towards the stars, and or climbing a staircase, and you climb it one single step at a time, one step at a time. And I feel like this, like I was saying, I feel like you could, whenever you want something, I feel like you could want it instantly. You could be very connected to spirit as well, but I feel like when it comes to this physical realm, a lot of times, because we are spirits having a human experience, we tend to want things instantly, and we tend to think, if I want this thing, I can get it now. But some things take time, and especially if you're creating a community or creating something in this world, it takes time to build it. And so with this practical plan, I feel like your inner child, your spirit guides could really be encouraging you to maybe think about what you want in a year. Where do you want to be in a year? And start taking steps, whether that's once a week, whether that's once a month, whether that's every 4 days or something like that, and really drawing out a plan and mapping out what you want to do, I feel like is the message from your spirit guides as your advice. You can create what you want in this world. You can. And with this, confidence is your key to success. This is really just the only thing standing in the way is you have to believe in yourself. That's like the first step in achieving your dreams. You have to believe that you can get there. And even if it takes time, even if you have challenges along the way, even if there's some days that you have setbacks, you keep going and you keep pushing. Slow and steady wins the race is really the message as well. And we're going to end with some last piece of advice and guidance from the Wizard of Oz book. We're just going to flip through. Please get some advice, guidance. Okay. So, do this. Then the Guardian of the Gates put on his own glasses and told them he was ready to show them to the palace. Taking a big golden key from a peg on the wall, he opened another gate, and they all followed him through the portal into the streets of the Emerald City. I feel like with this message, I feel like there is something that you're trying to build, or something that you want to create or bring into reality. And I'm just seeing, like they mentioned, the big golden key, the wall to another gate, all those things had to be built and had to be created. And so when you think about going to the Emerald City was created one brick at a time. But it's the Emerald City. It's this amazing, wonderful, beautiful, big thing that somebody dreamed of. And I feel like you could be a big dreamer, but the message really is here: slow and steady wins the race. Take your time with things. Don't rush. Time is not running out. And you can build the Emerald City, is what I just heard. You can create a community. You can create a safe place for yourself and for other people. It just takes time. You could have a lot of Saturn placements in your chart, so Capricorn, Aquarius as well, I'm seeing. But that is all I have for you, pile number 2. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below. If you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, kick-ass day or night whenever you're watching this. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you later. Bye. Hello. If you chose pile number 3 with the Lucky Clover Beanie Baby, this is your message from your inner child. We're going to put that right over here. I feel like as a child you were very calm I'm just feeling this like very calm. I feel like you almost have this like whimsical type energy about you, or you did as a child. I just see somebody kind of like floating around, floating from room to room. You kind of did your own thing as a child, I'm seeing as well. Let's go ahead and look at your oracle cards. So you guys actually were the only ones to get 3 fairy cards. So the first one that we have is Inner Child. The fairies of playfulness remind you to make some time to embrace your inner child. Playing keeps us young at heart. Do something silly and fun, but safe. With this card coming out in this inner child reading, I feel like you already are really connected to your inner child. I feel like you could have dreams about your inner child. I feel like they just really walk alongside you in life. You could be a very kind of playful person. If not, your inner child definitely was, and they really want you to embrace this energy. We have protect your dreams. You are the guardian of your precious dreams, and they are safe in your care. Keep them close to your heart until you're ready to release them. I feel like you are a dreamer. I feel like you are very connected to nature as well, or your inner child is. We have fairy spotting. It's time to go fairy spotting. It said that seeing is believing, but in fact the opposite is true. Believing is seeing. I feel like as a child I feel like you still are, honestly, but your inner child really is coming through with the message that you are very connected to the fae. You're very connected to nature and nature spirits, I'm seeing as well. And maybe as a child you really just enjoyed the peace and quiet of nature, and I feel like your inner child is encouraging you to get back into nature. I feel like the fae could really send you signs or synchronicities through certain things in nature. Maybe you see like a trail of acorns, or you see feathers on the ground a bunch outside. I feel like the fairies really try to communicate with you. I feel like as a child you were very connected with them, and I feel like they really just want you to kind of reconnect with them. With this like 4-leaf clover as well here, I'm seeing maybe as a child you really enjoyed just like going into your yard and looking for 4-leaf clovers, and maybe you found actually quite a few as a child. Let's look at your other card. So you got your life as a canvas, artist, manifestation, creative accountability. I feel like you are a very creative person. And with this protect your dreams card here, I feel like there may be something that you're working on right now, or something that you're creating, or something that you're trying to bring into this physical world. And I feel like your inner child really wants you to protect this energy. So what I'm seeing is a lot of times people can, whenever you share your dreams or you share something that you're trying to create with people and it's not even fully created, or it's not really even fully here in the 3D, it's still kind of like half in your imagination, half here. Sometimes people can be kind of rude and maybe dismissive, like, oh, that's never going to work out, or maybe they can make fun of it or belittle it or say, oh, why would you do that with your life, or something like that. But with this artist here, I feel like you are an artist at heart. And I'm also seeing somebody as a child coloring on the walls. So I feel like you've kind of always had this energy as a child. Maybe you really like to play with makeup, or maybe you really like to draw and create and make things. I'm also seeing somebody as a child doing like origami, so I don't know if like that was your thing whenever you were a child, but I feel like your inner child really wants you to protect this part of yourself, and don't feel like you have to share all of your dreams with everybody around you, especially if there's people around you who aren't following their own dreams. You know, I feel like you shouldn't look to those people for advice or guidance, because those people don't really know what it's about, don't really know what it means to follow your heart. They don't really know what it means to follow your dreams. And so whenever you share your ideas with these people, I feel like it could be very harmful or hurtful to your inner child, because your inner child really does just love to create and loves expressing itself through art, whether that's writing, whether that's making movies, whether that's poetry, drawing, painting. I'm also seeing watercolors as well. But yeah, I feel like your inner child is very fun, very silly, very creative. I'm seeing somebody as a child putting their shoes on the wrong feet. So I feel like you could have been very independent as a child as well. And you kind of always wanted to do your own thing. And you're like, okay, you're telling me to do it this way, but I'm going to do it this way because I know what I like and I know what I want. I'm also seeing somebody dressing themselves from like a very young age. So you could have maybe been drawn to like a lot of sparkly clothes, a lot of just like out there creative type clothes. I'm seeing somebody wearing like clothes that don't really go together. So you could have been a very quirky child that's coming through. So maybe somebody who is like, it's the middle of summer and they're wearing a scarf and mittens as part of their outfit because that's just the vibe that they're feeling. I feel like your inner child really wants you to tap into this energy again and start getting creative about maybe the things that you're creating and really tapping into your inner child and saying, what does my inner child want? Because I feel like your inner child has a lot of ideas, has a lot of things that it wants to express into this world. And your last card is actually the horse. So this is the energy of freedom, but this like moon on the third eye is really like calling out to me. And this is also earth energy here as well. But I feel like you could have a very open third eye chakra. And I feel like this is kind of where your creations come from, where your dreams come from. The things that you're bringing into this physical realm really are coming from spirit, really are. I'm just seeing like this void or this like darkness and you just like pulling ideas and creations and things like that from this like blank space. I feel like you could get a lot of creative ideas when you're dreaming. You could also, if you do meditate or do yoga, I feel like when you're in this kind of like zen or like really, really relaxed place, I feel like this is where your ideas come from. This is where your things that you want to create come from. It doesn't come from this place of what do I need to create? What do I need to create? It comes from this like place of stillness. And I'm just seeing like this like still line and then like these little waves coming out of it. I feel like that's like where your ideas come from, this like place of stillness. And with this like horse energy being here as well with the earth sign, I feel like you could be an earth sign or you are just very connected to nature. I feel like nature could be very inspiring for you. So maybe that's the animals are very inspiring or just like the trees in general, the sky. I'm just seeing somebody stargazing as well. I feel like you could get creative ideas or creative inspiration from stargazing. I feel like your inner child, I feel like you are very in touch with your inner child. I'm also just seeing somebody saying like, oh, you're childish. Honestly, I feel like these people that say these things to you kind of have shunned their inner child. I feel like you are very connected to your inner child. And your inner child loves this. Your inner child loves to come out and play and loves to create. And I feel like you are a master manifester as well with this manifestation being here. But yeah, I feel like you are a channel as well. I feel like you could be very healing in the things that you create. Or maybe the things that you do create, a lot of people could be like, wow, where did you get these ideas from? And when you say like in meditation or in stillness, they're like, oh, okay. I feel like you're just very in touch with your spirit. You're very in touch with your soul. And that's kind of what the inner child is, you know? When we think about the inner child, it's this place of just pure awareness. You know, children don't think about what their future is. They don't worry about their past. They don't worry about anything really. They're just really carefree. And I feel like you can easily tap into this energy of just pure awareness. We're going to get into the tarot cards as well. We're going to look and see messages from pile number 3's inner child, spirit guides, love and light. What does pile number 3's inner child want to say to them? Pile number 3's inner child want to see. So we have Knight of Wands. We're going to get one more card as well. And we have the Seven of Pentacles. And with both of these being yellow, I feel like you could be very connected to your solar plexus chakra as well. I'm going to put this over here. I feel like you are very passionate naturally. You are very enthusiastic. You are almost, I'm just seeing like a shooting star going through the sky. I feel like that's your energy. When you want something, when you want to bring something into reality, you're very quick to be like, oh, okay, that was an idea. That was an inspirational hit. I feel like you could be very inspiring to those around you. And I feel like your inner child really wants you to kind of embrace this energy, you know, of maybe when you do get ideas, following them, or just being more passionate and being in this energy of passion. But I feel like you already are kind of in this passionate type energy most of the time. With the Seven of Pentacles coming out, I feel like your inner child really could be very impatient. And so I feel like as an adult, you kind of have to rein yourself in, like, okay, yeah, I know you want this now, but things take time, or maybe that wouldn't be the best for me to do right now. I feel like your inner child is you're very in touch with your inner child. So I feel like you and your inner child could constantly have conversations and communication. But I feel like your inner child really is a dreamer, and I feel like as an adult self, you're also a dreamer, but you have the capability and the ability to bring these things into fruition. And I also am feeling really called to look at this Knight of Wands in the book. So let me look at it real quick. Okay. So, we have Genki here as like the representation of the Knight of Wands, but it says energy, adventure, inspired action, new beginnings. The Knights are still learning, but are a bit more experienced than the Pages. Let's see if that'll focus a little bit more. The Knight of Wands is more focused than the Page, but just as full of boundless energy. The Knight barrels forward at top speed, full of optimism, determination, and enthusiasm. When the Knight appears, it means good things are on their way. Now would be a good time to start that project or to go on that trip. So this is confirmation if you've been thinking about doing those things. Your inner child is encouraging you, please do those things. But don't be too hasty. While the Knight knows better than the Page, which risks are more worth taking, they still occasionally leap before looking. So balance enthusiasm with realism to ensure the best result. The Knight of Wands analog in anime is Genki. Genki translates to energy, and Genki characters are often bouncing balls of stuff. They're optimistic and vivacious, popping back up if they get knocked down. Their enthusiasm is infectious. They often bring their friends along for the ride. Although, like the Knight, they can have a reputation for not thinking before diving into an adventure. And then if you've seen any of these animes, these are the characters in those animes. See if it'll focus. That have this type of energy. And Ponyo, if you've ever seen this movie, it's a Ghibli film. Sorry, my dog just came over here to join us. Ponyo is, I feel like, could be a very, very clear representation of your inner child. If you've never seen that movie, I feel really guided to encourage you to watch it. It's on HBO Max if you have that. It's a Ghibli movie, so his movies are often very inspirational. They're very connected to the inner child. But Ponyo is this, she is like a fish, but she has dreams for bigger things. Her dad is a wizard, and her mom is like the goddess of the sea, and she wants to live on land. She wants to be a human, and so she does. and she's just out there living her best life no matter what anyone says, no matter what her parents tell her. She's out there doing what she wants, and there's a scene where there's like this wave, this like tsunami almost, that's coming up onto the shore, and she's just like straight up running on it. And so I feel like in times of chaos, I feel like your inner child really comes out and is almost like, oh, okay, we're doing this, and just kind of like goes with the flow, takes the leap of faith. I feel like your inner child really is encouraging you. If you are thinking about taking a trip or pursuing a creative project or doing something like that, I feel like your inner child is really encouraging you. Also, my dog just came up to me, so I feel like you could be very connected to animals as well, or animals are really drawn to you. I'm also seeing maybe children could also be drawn to you as well. So maybe children stare at you, or babies just kind of always stare at you. I feel like you're just so connected to your inner child. And I feel like other energies recognize this as well. We're going to get one last card. What does pile number 3's inner child want to say to pile number 3? Card, please. I'll take that one. So we have the 3 of Cups. I feel like your inner child really is the life of the party. And I feel like you know this. And I feel like how it says, but stay safe on this card, I feel like your inner child could sometimes throw caution to the wind. And when it's time to party and have fun, I feel like your inner child really just wants to dance and laugh and sing and just really go out there and have a ball. I feel like sometimes it could kind of get you in trouble because you end up taking things too far, or maybe partying too hard, or not really taking time to rest and rejuvenate yourself. But look at all this yellow here. I feel like you're really connected to your solar plexus chakra. And I feel like you do have this like confidence, you know, when you think about children, a lot of them, I feel like as a child, you really exuded this confidence, and I feel like adults saw it as like, oh wow, they really think they know everything, you know. And I feel like as a child you really did. You were like, I know how to draw, I know how to dress myself. This like independent energy keeps coming through. So I feel like as a child you really had this like energy of like, you knew what you wanted, you knew who you wanted to be, and I feel like you've really embraced that in your adult life. I feel like your inner child is very connected to you. I'm just going to keep saying it because I feel like that's what your inner child wants you to know is we're always together. It's like your inner child is almost like your best friend in a way. This is so beautiful. This is really different from the other readings that came through. If you did feel called to another group, I encourage watching that group as well. But this energy is just so lighthearted, so fun. I feel like your inner child really does enjoy it whenever you connect with them and whenever you connect with this energy. We're going to get some advice and guidance as well. I've already shuffled these decks. I just have this, like, I feel like you are a ball of energy. I feel like I just see like a ball just like vibrating and just like bouncing back and forth. I feel like you could have been very hyperactive. Maybe you have ADHD or ADD, or maybe you felt like you did as a child, because I just feel this like energy of just like moving onto the next, onto the next, onto the next. Can we please get some advice and guidance from pile 3's inner child? I feel like your inner child wants you to sing more, or really use your voice and connect with your voice. I feel like you are a very powerful speaker. I feel like your inner child knows this. And I feel like your inner child is encouraging you to talk to people and encourage people. I feel like you really bring a really like high vibe energy to situations that you're in. Can we please get some advice, guidance for pile number 3? So we had this card come out. The universe has my back. And it's interesting because this is actually like the cover of the deck box. So if you are feeling called to maybe create a tarot deck or create an oracle deck, I feel like this is confirmation for you as well. Just move these down a little bit. But I feel like you are very protected. I feel like your spirit guides admire you. They admire this energy that you bring. I feel like it's not always been easy to be in this energy, especially if there's been people in your life who are naysayers and say, oh no, you can't have fun, you know, kind of sticklers for the rules. I feel like that is not your inner child at all, and you are very carefree. I'm getting Aries energy. So you could be an Aries. I'm also seeing Sagittarius, a lot of fire energy. You could have a lot of fire energy in your chart, but your inner child really wants to say that it has your back. And like I was saying, I feel like your inner child really is your best friend. We're going to get some more advice and guidance. Can we please get some advice and guidance for your guys of love and light? Number 3 is inner child. Take both of those. So we have on the back of the deck, a fiery climax approaches with this Aries energy as well. Again. And on the back of that, we had it's time to take action. And we have Aries energy again. I'm really feeling this Aries energy strongly. I'm seeing 222 on the clock timer, so you could be seeing that number as confirmation for you as well. But I feel like you could have a lot of Aries or fire just in general in your chart. So with this fiery climax approaches, I feel like you could be at a point of change in your life, or a point when things are finally starting to turn in your favor. Let's see, I'm going to move that down a little bit. Let's see, I'm going to move this like this. I just get this like very creative energy from you guys. And then we have a time to give rather than take. So I feel like this is your inner child really encouraging you to go out there and create that project, take that trip. And I feel like in doing so, in your creations, I feel like you heal people. I feel like you help heal people's inner childs. I feel like you help reconnect people with their inner childs. And I feel like this energy is very healing for other people, and it's very healing for you as well. And so with this card coming out as your advice, I feel like you could be in a very like, maybe like philanthropic energy, or you're getting into that energy where you're just going to be creating things for the sake of creating them. And I feel like your inner child is really encouraging this as well. And then we have, look at the bigger picture with the full moon in Sagittarius. So we have more fire energy here. We're just going to move this little guy over here. So look at the bigger picture. I feel like your inner child really wants you to connect to a higher perspective. I feel like sometimes maybe whenever you're creating something, you could get very stuck in it has to be this way. And I feel like your inner child really wants you to go with the flow and really just kind of follow where you're being led, even if it's not traditional, or even if it's not how things are supposed to be done or how things should be done. I feel like you could have Sagittarius in your chart, because we have this horse energy here again, but this like very explorer type energy. I feel like your inner child is really encouraging you to get out there and explore and try new things and do new things and embrace this like fiery type movement type energy. And we're also going to get a last little piece of advice and guidance. Hold on one second, I'm going to get a drink. from this Wizard of Oz book. We're just going to flip through, get some advice and guidance from pile number 3's inner child. So, it says, let's see if you can see that. When the adventurers reassembled upon the roof, it was found that the remarkably queer assortment of articles had been selected by the various members of the party. No one seemed to have a very clear idea of what was required, but all had brought something. When the adventurers reassembled upon the roof, it was found that the remarkably queer assortment of articles had been selected by the various members of the party. No one seemed to have a very clear idea of what was required, but all had brought something. So with this coming out as your final message of advice, I feel like with this Virgo card here, you could have Virgo in your chart or a lot of 6th house placements, and sometimes maybe this energy comes out and you could be kind of perfectionistic or have a set routine that you follow. I feel like your inner child really wants you to be more open and be more, embrace this like sheer creativity. And I feel like when you think of creativity, I feel like it can be very chaotic. I feel like your inner child really wants you just to create for the sake of creating, not necessarily worrying about what you should do or how things are supposed to be or how you've done them before and it's worked out that way before. I feel like your inner child really just wants you to embrace this chaotic energy and remember to have fun. And remember to have play, and remember to bring those elements into your work. I feel like you definitely are an artist of some sort, whether that's a writer or a painter or something like that. And I feel like the message is just to have fun. Just to have fun with it. And I feel like you already know this, but your inner child is just kind of coming in to say like, just another message of like confirmation. Just remember to let loose and have fun. But I think that's all for you, pile number 3. Thank you so much for watching my reading. If you enjoyed this reading, please give me a like. Please comment down below and let me know. If you feel called, please subscribe to my channel. It really does help my channel grow. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful, beautiful, creative rest of your day or night whenever you're watching this. And I will see you later. Bye!